Welcome, welcome. We are in volume 8 of the Bible story by Arthur S Maxwell. And I got the whole set of 10. The eighth book has their representation of Jesus feeding the 5,000. The reason why I say it's got the 5 loaves, the 2 fishes on here on the front. And if you've been following, I break every time it has a story. Sorry. It's shirts. Sometimes, sometimes my shirts get choky up. Okay. And we're at part 2, story 9, Why the Power Fell. That's what it said. Failed? Failed. Why the power failed. Yeah, that's what it says. Okay. At last, as the 4 reached the foot of the mountain, again, they didn't find any glory there. Instead, they found the other disciples in a very sad plight. Excuse me. They had met their first failure and didn't know what to do about it. You see, a little while before this, Jesus had called his 12 together and had given them power over all devils and to cure diseases. Then he had sent them out to preach the kingdom of God and heal the sick. At first, they had been very happy about this. Indeed, they were thrilled to find that they were able to perform miracles by healing just as their master did. And when they found that even the devils were subject to them, their joy knew no bounds. This was wonderful. Humble fishermen from Galilee commanding demons to come out of people, and the demons doing what they were told. Day after day, the miracles continued, with the disciples becoming bolder and bolder as they traveled about the country, bringing health and happiness to the needy. Then came the sad day when all of a sudden the power didn't work anymore. They found themselves as helpless were as the people they were trying to heal. A man had brought his demon-possessed son for a healing, and the disciples commanded the evil spirit to leave the boy. But nothing happened. They tried again and again. Still nothing happened. The boy raved on, completely crazy. The poor father was bitterly disappointed. So were the disciples. What was the matter? They wondered. What had gone wrong? Why didn't the power of God work in this case? About this time, some of the people in the crowd caught sight of Jesus with Peter, James, and John coming down the mountain. And then it has a picture of a man with a little kid, and the kid's trying to tear away and looks kind of upset. The child looks upset, and plus the dad too. You can see Jesus appear, or there, the artist rendering of Jesus coming down off the mountain. Okay, turn the page. Hopefully it's not stuck together. Okay. There he is, they cried. And he'll know what to do. And of course he did. The boy's father began to run towards Jesus. So anxious was he that to get help for his boy. Master, I beseech thee, look upon my son, and for he is mine only child, he cried. Then he told Jesus about the boy, how some demons would throw him into the fire or into water, and there was nothing anybody could do for him, not even the disciples. I beg you, I begged your disciple to cast out the devil, he said, but they couldn't. Bring him to me, said Jesus. The father took the boy's hand and tried to lead him over to where Jesus was standing. But all but at that very moment the boy fell to the ground with a fit. Jesus took one look at the pitiful sight, then commanded the demon to come out of him. The demon obeyed, and the boy was cured from that very hour. Those who saw the miracle marveled at the mighty power of God. But the disciples were very much upset. Jesus had succeeded where they had failed, and they were ashamed. What was the matter? They kept asking themselves. Had they said the wrong words or what? When everybody else had gone away, and they came to Jesus and asked him, "Why could not we cast him out?" "Because of your unbelief," said Jesus. "If only you had just a teeny weeny bit of faith, as small as a grain of mustard seed, he told them, they would have been to able to say to a whole mountain of trouble, go away, and it will go. Nothing would be impossible for them. Wouldn't it be be wouldn't it be wonderful to have faith like this, and be able to do impossible things for God? It would indeed, and you may have it if you wish. But remember, the kind of faith comes only, as Jesus said, by prayer and fasting. This is you have to want it very, very much with all your heart, and you must want it for God's glory, not yours. The real trouble with the disciples that day was that they had been arguing about among themselves as to which of them was the greatest. I wouldn't be surprised if they had been adding up the miracles God had wrought through each of them and compared one to another to see who had done the most. Oh, so they were arguing about the competition and who was doing the better and who was doing the more. And that's kind of what got where they couldn't do it. Okay? Oh, let's get back to the story. No wonder the power had stopped flowing. No wonder the devil had got the best of them. No wonder their faith had shriveled up till it was so small God couldn't find enough of it to use to save this one poor demon-possessed boy. The channels of our heart must be clear of all pride, all selfishness, all vainglory, before the power of God can flow through them in all its fullness. And then it has a picture of the boy, uh, you know, fell down on him. Illustration. Here's the illustration. Okay, let's see. That was the end of part 2, story 9. So we're going to I'm going to do the break, and then we'll be back here in just a bit.